Hello everyone. We the students of team 1 are doing a session on HR diagram. Myself Neha will provide a basic introduction. Raina Raphael will take the features of HR diagram. Abhi will be explaining the key concepts of HR diagram. Manoj will be talking about stellar diameter, density and temperature. Anita will be concluding the session. Over to the introduction. The Hertzsprung-Russell diagram, abbreviated as HR diagram or HRD, is a scatter plot of stars showing the relationship between stars' absolute magnitudes or luminosities versus their effective temperatures. The name of HR diagram comes from astronomers Edna Hertzsprung and Henry Norris Russell, who independently developed versions of the diagram. As you can see, it is a scatter plot of stars that plots luminosity or energy output of star on vertical axis. HR diagram is used to classify stars according to the luminosity, spectral type, color, temperature, etc. Basically, in an HR diagram, the effective temperature of star is plotted on x-axis and luminosity is plotted on y-axis. Considering the x-axis, x-axis represents the star's surface temperature in degrees or Kelvin. Conventionally, temperature increases from right to left. It can also be labeled according to spectral classes. And the y-axis indicates luminosity or brightness. It increases from bottom to top. It can also be labeled in terms of absolute magnitude, which refers to the visible light a star would emit if it were 10 parseconds from the Earth. And before knowing more about HR diagram, we should have a basic idea on spectral class. Spectral class refers to the classification of stars based on their colors and temperature. O, B, A, F, G, K and M are the 7 spectral classes. O is the hottest type and M is the coolest. Now for more details on HR diagram, let's move on to Raina's presentation.
Now I am going to tell about features of HR diagram. So first of all, I will explain what is HR diagram. Our friend Neha has explained earlier. Okay. In this diagram, we want to take a group of stars. So a group of stars are taken and these stars are plotted on the diagram according to their temperature and luminosity. So by here on temperature, we can know that temperature is referred to as star's color or star's brightness, whereas luminosity is referred as light. So a group of stars are taken and we are plotting according to the temperature and against the luminosity. This is known as HR diagram. And HR diagram's full form is Hertzsprung-Russell diagram. Hertzsprung and Russell are the scientists who find this. And this HR diagram is most important and widely used in astronomy. Okay, coming to next slide, we can see that a figure is shown below. From this figure, we can find that luminosity and temperature are plotted. So, luminosity is plotted along y-axis and temperature is plotted along x-axis. Temperature can also be called as spectral class. And in this graph, we can see that most of the stars are following the main sequence. And some of the brightest stars can be identified by their name. Actually, we have 7 types of stars. They are named as O, B, A, F, G, K and M. So, brightest stars can be identified by their names. And here, temperature increases towards left, whereas luminosity increases towards top. Coming to next slide, here majority of the stars are along the narrow sequence. So here narrow axis refers as from upper left to lower right region is known as narrow axis. So it can be also this point is also known as main sequence. So in this region, that means from upper left to lower right portion, some of the stars are aligned. So upper left portion, it is known as in this part, all the stars are hot. That means the stars which are placed in the upper left region, they have high luminosity and low temperature. So these stars are hotter. Whereas we can see that some of the stars are also in the lower right region. So in this region, that means the lower right region, all the stars are very cool because they have less luminosity and the temperature is very high. So here is a relation between temperature and luminosity of the stars. So we can conclude that hotter stars are more luminous than cooler ones. So coming to next slide. Now we can see some stars lie above the main sequence. So earlier I have said that main sequence is the portion from upper left to lower right. So above the main sequence, some of the stars are aligned. So these stars are aligned in the upper right region. So the stars which will have low temperature and a high luminosity. So in this portion, the stars have low temperature and high luminosity. And here a question comes that how can a star be at once cool? How can a star be at once cool? And each square meter of the star doesn't provide that much energy, but still it is luminous. And we can say that stars are once at cool and still they are luminous because they don't have that much energy. So this is possible. That means the star once cool and they are maintaining the luminosity. This situation is possible only if the stars have a huge diameter. That means if the stars are more enormous or big, it can provide more or large energy. So these types of stars are known as giant or supergiant stars. So the stars which has huge diameter, so they can produce more or large energy. So the stars to be enormous or big, so they can produce large energy. So these types of star can still maintain luminosity and they are once at cool. So these are the features of HR diagram. Thank you. So now I call upon Abhi as to continue the presentation.
Good morning, everyone. I am Abhi. The topic I am going to cover is key concepts of HR diagram. HR diagram is a plot of stellar luminosity against surface temperature. Many stars lie on the main sequence in a diagonal manner across the HR diagram in an order from high temperature and high luminosity to low temperature and low luminosity. Mass is the factor that determines the position of a star in the main sequence. The stars which emit more energy has higher mass and they are hotter than the lower mass stars. The stars on the main sequence get energy from the fusion of protons to helium. Most of the stars, almost 90%, lie on the main sequence, whereas about 10% of the stars are white dwarfs and very fewer are giants or supergiants. There are two main characteristics of HR diagram. They are temperature and luminosity. Luminosity is commonly known as the brightness, whereas temperature is the average speed of moving particles. Star's temperature is determined through the movement of particles within a star. This causes the star to emit energy in the form of light. Temperature is directly proportional to luminosity. As temperature of a star increases, its luminosity also increases. Luminosity can also be defined as the amount of energy being distributed over 1 square meter. So, luminosity and temperature will be greater for the largest star. Luminosity and temperature are the reasons for the evolution of stars. This can be illustrated using HR diagram. Until the star reaches the main sequence, protostars generate energy and internal heat through gravitational contraction. Explanation of first diagram. Several regions of the HR diagram have been given names, although stars can occupy any portion. The brightest stars are called supergiants. Stars clusters are rich in stars just off the main sequence called red giants. Main sequence stars are called dwarfs, and the faint hot stars are called white dwarfs. Explanation of next diagram. Nearly all stars are in one of the places shown in the graph. For instance, there are no blue stars with luminosity 10, but there are stars with luminosity 10 raised to 4. Not only that, most of them are in the main sequence. Thank you. Next topic will be covered by Manoj.
Morning friends, my name is Manoj Kumar and my topic is extremes of stellar diameters, density and temperature. We know that the stars are born with a wide variety of mass. The most massive ones are the 100 times more massive than the sun, while the least massive ones are only 0.08 times the mass of the sun. So in this main sequence, different stars have different masses, isn't it? For example, if I talk about the red dwarf, it is only which is Rose 614b. That has only a surface temperature of 2700 Kelvin, but only 1/2000 of the sun's luminosity. Okay, so a star with a low luminosity has low mass. So this combination of mass and diameter will give, it is so compressed that the star has an average density about 80 times that of the sun. So its density must be higher in fact than that of any other solid found on the surface of the earth. Basically, what might be the luminosity? What is the luminosity? So when I talk about this red dwarf Rose 614b, I told that it has only 1/2000 of the sun's luminosity. But what the luminosity mean? A star's luminosity, it is how much energy is emitted per second from the star. So it is measured by watts, and one luminosity is 3.85 into 10 raised to 26 watt. Okay, to measure luminosity, distance and its apparent brightness are essential. What about temperature? A star's temperature is the temperature of a gas on the surface of the star. It is only on the surface of the star, not on the interior, because in the interior the temperature of a star will be increased. For example, if I take out the sun's surface temperature is just 6000 Kelvin, but in the center it is 15 million Kelvin. Why it happens? It is due to the nuclear reactions. How to measure size of a star? So we can calculate the radius, or we can calculate the size of a star by the formula, by a law called Stephen's law. So what is the Stephen's law says? For any radiating objects, its luminosity, temperature and radius are related. How? By a simple formula. L by 4 pi r square is equal to sigma T raised to 4. Here L is luminosity, R is radius, T is surface temperature. You know pi and sigma, that is a Stephen's constant. It is 5.671 into 10 raised to negative 8 watt per meter square K raised to 4. So what it means? It means that if we measure the luminosity and temperature of a star, absolutely we can find the radius. And if I want to find about the sun, what might be its radius, I just need the luminosity as well as the temperature, and all other results are already there. So easily I can find the radius. Okay, for example, for the luminosity of the sun, we can see 3.85. It is a constant, I think, 3.85 into 10 raised to 26. And sigma is a constant. We have also temperature, surface temperature is 6000. And what might be the R? It is 6.46 into 10 raised to 8 meter. So that is a radius. It is only the radius. So if we if you know the luminosity as well as the temperature, definitely we can find the radius. So this is the HR diagram. Here you can see down you can see the color B to V, and the luminosity at the right and the left you can see the absolute magnitude, and at the top you can see the temperature, and also you can see the main sequence. You can see the sun at the main sequence, and Vega, Pisa, and at the supergiants you can see the Betelgeuse, Danae, Brigale, and White Dwarf. You can see the so if we want to find the sun's radius, or if you want to find the sun's size, as I told you, we just need two things: the luminosity and temperature. And if you see the sun's luminosity, it might be 10 raised to 0. It is one luminosity. What about the radius, temperature? You just have to find there. It is 6,000. Okay, so the thing is, if you know the HR, if we have the HR diagram, we can easily find the luminosity and the temperature, because all the information are given in the HR diagram. So that makes very easy to understand what is the temperature of a particular star, and what might be the luminosity and the absolute magnitude, and what might be the color. Okay, and these are some examples. Okay, for different temperature, what might be its radius. So that's all. Thank you. And next I invite Anita Raju for the conclusion of HR diagram.
In conclusion, we can say that HR diagram is a scalar plot of stars showing the relationship between stars' absolute magnitude or luminosities versus their scalar classification or effective temperature. This HR diagram shows a group of stars in various stages of the revolution. By far, the most prominent feature is the main sequence, which runs from the upper left to the bottom right of the diagram. The giant branch is also well populated, and there are many white dwarfs. The three main sequences in HR diagram. The main sequence stretching from the upper left to the bottom right dominate the HR diagram. It is here that the stars spend about 90% of their lives burning hydrogen into helium in their cores. Red giant and supergiant stars occupy the region above the main sequence. They have low surface temperature and high luminosities, which according to the Stephen-Boltzmann law means they have high radiation. The stars enter this evolutionary stage once they have executed the hydrogen fuel in their cores and have started to burn helium and other heavier elements. White dwarfs are the final evolutionary stage of low to intermediate stars and found in the bottom left of the HR diagram. These stars are very hot but have low luminosity due to small size. The Sun is found on the main sequence with a luminosity of 1 and a temperature of about 5400 Kelvin. HR diagram can be used in the varieties of scalar application. Helps in the classification of stars because the horizontal axis is based upon the star color. It can be extra plotted in the spectral classification. Stars that are in the same general region of the diagram have mass similar properties. Therefore, based on their position of the diagram, stars can be classified and the general properties are instantly known. Determine the distance. The main important application of HR diagram is the derivation of distance to the stars cluster or galaxies. In order to accomplish the accurate HR diagrams are used where the color and absolute magnitude are known. Astronomers generally use the HR diagram to either summarize the evolution of stars or to investigate the properties of collection of stars. In particular, by plotting a HR diagram for either a globular or open cluster, HR diagrams are valuable because the reveal important information about the stars plotted on them. After constructing an HR diagram for a group of stars, an astronomer can make the estimate of many important scalar properties including diameter, mass, age. Our understanding of the process at work in the stars depends on knowing the parameters. So HR diagrams have been essential tools in 20th century. Thank you.